guys, welcome back. This is the second video in the series. If you haven't seen the first one, I urge you to go check out the first one so you'll understand what we're working through and where we're actually going with this. Don't forget to go check out the AB3 website, check out the latest deals on software they got, check out their forum blogs and become part of that community. Right, I'm going to stop talking so we can actually start working through the process. I wanted to give this little clip a little bit of extra something. As you can see, there's some sparks flying on the back of the van. Those aren't real. Those is what I created. The smoke and the red lights are on the van itself, or go-kart, whatever it is, but the actual sparks is something I just put in afterwards for a bit of fun to make it a bit more dramatic. So if we'll just quickly step into the effect and we'll have a quick look and see what we have. So as you can see, there is two tracks. Two tracks is out the same clip, basically, top and bottom. I'll just go into my effect editor. We can have a look eventually. Get there. Okay, so now we're in my effect editor mode. Basically, the top track, which is V3, has the Title Studio, and it has a composite on it. And then on the bottom track, we have the particle systems. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll bypass the Title Studio. Let's get that out of the way so you can see what we're doing. And we'll have a quick look at the BCC composite. So the idea I had was to literally put the clip or the effect on the bottom track, which is this track here, if I show you. That effect there, which you can see all over the van. What I'll quickly do is make the effect a bit more, a bit bigger, so you can actually see a bit more of it. If we turn on, let's go bubbles. Now you have gold bubbles around you. And we'll go back to the top track. As you can see, the effect is you can't see the bubbles in front of the van anymore. And how did I create that? Quite easy. I literally cut the van out of the top track and stuck it on top of the bottom track. You could have done the other way around by putting the effect on the top track and cutting a hole through to the bottom track, and you would have had the same thing. I sort of did this way so that I could color. My idea was to color the van separately, which I haven't done yet, so that I had the van by itself. Which you could still do as well, of course. We'll just go through what I've done here on the composite. Is basically what I did was I went to my usual. Let's get to compass again. I went to my usual tools, which, as you'll probably know, is Mocha. I'll just launch Mocha quickly, and you can see there's two tracks. There's a side track, which is this one here, and there is a front and top track. The reason why there is two separate tracks, I didn't track it as one whole unit, is because when the van gets to this point, as you can see, the side begins to disappear. So I thought it was easier to have a side track and a top track, and that sort of kept it nice and easy and simple and neat. Very easy to do. This whole effect took about 2 minutes to build and make. Really quick, very easy, no real issues. If you've seen other tutorials I've done, you would have seen me use Mocha a lot, and you'll understand the sort of way I use Mocha and how powerful Mocha is. If you need some more tips on Mocha, go back to my old tutorials and have a look, or have a look on the BCC TV stuff. There's a whole lot of tutorials on their website as well on Mocha, and it's a very, very powerful tool, amazingly powerful and really easy to use and really quick. And you haven't got to leave Avid, which is amazing. So basically, once I did my track, as you can see, guy comes around in his van, it's on fire. Supposedly, I literally shut that down, save that. That then moves the data straight into my effect itself. So at the moment we're looking at the top track. If I literally just launch my mat, that's the mat. And obviously, as you can imagine, I've also inverted the mat. If I open up, so that's how it would normally come out. Normally, you would have a hole cut through. If I close the mat, you'll actually see the effect. And now basically the effect is we've cut a hole in the top layer, and we're looking down to the second layer, so you can see the bubbles on the van only. But which is why I invert the mask, you then have the opposite happening. We're looking at the top track, but looking round the van. So we've seen the bubbles on the background, and all we're seeing from the top track is actually the van itself. And that's the whole way that I created this whole effect. Okay, let's go and have a quick look at the actual particle systems. One thing I need to also mention is, which I forgot, is when I did the composite settings, I told the composite to look at the layer below, which is this layer here. because if I chose a different layer, obviously I wouldn't see the effect. So it always catches me out. It's the kind of thing. So yes, you always tell it to look at make sure you make a note of which layer you want the composer to look at. So for me, it was a layer below. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the actual particle systems themselves. So I'm just going to jump down to that, open particle systems. Okay, particle systems is really, really powerful. What I'm using it for is quite a simple, dumbed down thing. But I was just trying to create a bit of fun on the summertime soapbox derby. So by all means, go to some online tutorials. There's some guys creating some really amazing string effects, some DNA effects, some really good stuff. The great thing about particle systems and all this is that you don't have to leave Avid to go and do it, where before, if you're an Avid user, you have to leave the timeline, shut down, go into a different application, and then import that back in, which was time consuming and a bit boring really. Where this all happens within Avid. It's so quick, so easy to use. And if you need to edit it, you can just do it straight away instead of having to close everything down, go back, re-render, blah, blah, blah. So we'll have a quick look at part. I'll leave it on the bubble effect, which we created just so you can see the effect a bit more in your face. If you've used some different particle systems before, then this will make a lot of sense. It's really easy to use. It's very similar to those. I've used them before and to create some snow and dust effects and some line effects behind some text. And it worked really well. This is very similar, very easy to use. There's some nice features on this. There's a camera angle which you can adjust and set. There's also a floor, so when you do some more string effect stuff happen, there's a floor you can set, and you can set how the particles that react to the floor, whether the bounce, their slide, the gravity of the floor, which I find is amazing. How you can just do that all within the Avid timeline is really powerful. But what I did for this is really simple. I just set my shape, which is here. I set streaks, which is that's, but we'll keep it in bubbles for now so you can see it. And then obviously my shape character. Birth rate, lifespan is very self-explanatory. And then you can go down and set your colors. There's your movement, how it reacts with the air, gravity. Obviously less gravity, they're going to float up. More gravity, they're going to stay on the floor, thus smaller on the floor. Air resistance, how quickly they move or don't move within the actual environment. And then you have appearance, custom shape, camera as well. And by all means, this is the kind of thing that if I did a full tutorial on this, I would be here for ages. But it's a really powerful thing to just go and play with and mess around. This is the floor property that I was telling you about, how they react to the floor that you impose, slide, bounce, ignore, stuff like that. And then obviously you have a floor color, which you can set. But it's a really useful tool. I'm just going through this quickly because I want to spend a little bit of time just talking about the Title Studio, which I think is really powerful. But that's pretty much how I affected this. So it's the BCC Particle Systems on the bottom layer, and then I have the BCC Composite on the top, and I've cut a hole through it and I've created this effect. Let's just go back to putting that like it is before I render out, and then you will get to see bubbles instead of streaks. It's really understated, but I quite like it. I quite like the understated approach every now and again. So what we'll do now, instead of going straight into the Title Studio, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a separate video for that. So you're not having to watch a video 20 minutes long. We'll do a little 10-minute intro on how I use Title Studio, and we'll just keep going from there. Don't forget to go have a look at the AB3 website for the latest forums, blogs, and deals. You never know, if you don't ask, you don't get.